Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's see how to create EC2 server and how to access it, and then we'll focus on what are the different methods are available to access the server, and then how to automate to create the EC2 server by using Terraform. Okay, so in this session we'll focus more on what is the scope, and then we'll follow on strategy and approaches, and what is the final outcome, and finally we'll discuss on key touch points. So initially let's understand the scope of this session. So basically in DevOps everything starts with create the infrastructure, and that is where AWS EC2 plays a key role to infrastructure. However, before jumping into the automation tools like Terraform, we must understand the manual approach, since this is one of the most important touch points in real projects. This is where today's session fits in. Now, once your AWS account is ready, the first challenge is access. So this is my AWS account. Why? Because when you log in manually, you use username and password, but compared to that, automation tools cannot work with passwords. Hence, from now onwards, we use access key and secret key. Sequentially, we need to go to the AWS dashboard and click on your username. Then open security credentials and create access key. You will see once created that access key, here if we go to that, see here there is a create access key, and use the command line interface. Then I understand the about recommendation. Next, so description of the tag value, this is optional, but I am giving create access key. So once it is created, you will see access key ID and secret access key. Important point is download the CSV file or note it down immediately. This leads to an important security rule. Once the page is refreshed, the secret key is gone. Let's see. See here, secret key is gone actually. Okay. So therefore, never share the keys. This is a major pain point, and the mitigation is handling credentials securely. Okay. This ensures safe and controlled AWS access. Next thing is how to create EC2 instance. You should have to go to the EC2 service. So meanwhile, let's create the EC2 server now. I went into the EC2 service. Then you can click on launch instance. Then you can give the test server name, and then you choose the OS. Here I am selecting as a Ubuntu. Then instance type you select as G2 micro, because this is a free tier. Okay, so that's what I have selected as a G2 micro. Since this instance is free tier, so which is eligible, it helps us to practice efficiently despite of its limitations. And compared to the larger instance, so this saves the cost. So whereas other instance or other types are chargeable. Now creating the key pair test server, create, and then select the network as a default network. You don't need to do anything. And storage, by default you will get 8 GB. If you want, you can modify 10 or 15 GB. Finally click on launch instance. As a result, your EC2 server is created. Once the EC2 instance is running, refresh the EC2 dashboard. Okay, now to connect to the server, there are multiple options are available, but the most of the common and effective way is SSH. Okay, so here if you select this one and you can use connect. Here see, we can use SSH is the most commonly used, and here you can take the command and you can go to the putty or git bash, whatever you want. So this is my git bash. I am pasting here. So make sure your test.pem is available in the download. So I was in the download folder. So SSH is the protocol, and this is my key file. Ubuntu is the username, and this is my public DNS name of my server. On first login, AWS asks for fingerprint confirmation. So you should type yes here. So now the server is logged in. You can go to the sudo su. So you will go to that root user. Then let's verify the system details step by step now. So free-m, so it will give that RAM details, and then you can check the disk space df-h, and then you can check for the CPU details ls CPU. So it will give, we have number of CPUs. So you will observe RAM, disk and CPU. So this explains the limitations of T2 micro, but it is perfect for learning. Okay, so basically now we know which OS are running. cat space /etc OS release, we can come to know. See, Ubuntu is running, and even which user access, who, if we can type, we are logged in with Ubuntu user, and we have seen system resources already, like by using free-m ls CPU like this. So this clarity improves operational effectiveness. Okay, then how to change host name, which is optional but it's important. If you want to give identity to your server, you can change the host name. So usually if you can type host name, see here, this is my host name. So if you want to change your host name, you can give hostname ctl set -host name, then you can give the server name. Example, I am giving, this is a test server. Okay, so once this is entered, then you can log out and log in again, then verify. Control D I am pressing, I logged out, I logged in. Go to the sudo su and see the host name. See here, test server. Here also it came actually. Earlier it is not there. It came the test server. So this is a small enhancement, but it is improved server management in real project actually. So then coming to the summary, today we covered AWS accessing using access key and secret key. So that we will see in the later. So when it comes to the summary, so EC2 instance creation, SSH login, resource verification, and how to change the configuration. Despite of manual steps, this approach builds a strong DevOps foundation. So this is where automation tools like Terraform will come into the next. So in the next session, we will see how to create the EC2 server by using Terraform with the automated way. Thanks for watching. Thanks a lot.